Greetings and welcome to episode 26 of The Good, the Bad, and the Poorly Written. If you're new, my name is Luke. I'm a writer, director, and film editor, and in this series we're taking a look at my first feature screenplay and trying to make it a bit better. The script, Crime at 6,200 Feet, is a neo-noir about a ski bum living in South Lake Tahoe who attempts to investigate a crime. I wrote it when I was a ski bum living in South Lake Tahoe. So back in episode 24, I said I needed to look into the story days of the script to make sure we weren't losing the urgency of the story. And today we're going to do just that. In our story, Sam, the ski bum turned detective, is investigating a burglary at a low-level drug dealer's house. During his investigation, he ends up stealing some weed and a gun from one of his chief suspects. Then someone threatens him and demands that he return it. But Sam doesn't seem to be operating with any urgency. He's just going about his days, snowboarding, trying to date Jenny, and slowly working on the investigation. So today we're going to look at the overall timeline for the script and see how we can move stuff around to create a more dynamic story. First, a quick definition. Story days. The chronological days within the story's timeline. These do not always correspond directly to the days shown on screen. For example, 2 weeks later would add 14 additional story days to the timeline, even though none were shown on screen. So my definition here might be a little different than the traditional production definition, but really I'm doing this as a writing tool. It's something I often find myself doing either in the outlining process or when I sit down to edit my vomit draft. And now we need another definition. Vomit draft. When the writer quickly pours out the entire story with little editing and no rewriting in order to maintain forward momentum and complete a first draft. I am a big fan of vomit drafts. I think getting a completed story on paper, even a rough one, is way more important than making a perfect first act and never finishing. But that's a whole other video. Let's get back to the problem at hand. When I sat down to rewrite scenes 63 and 64, they felt out of order and the plot felt needlessly stretched. I think it needs some streamlining and reorganizing to keep the story moving. So let's take a look at all the story days in the script and try and identify where it's bogging down. Day 1. Sam and Hammett go to Charlie's. Learn about the crime. Day 2. Sam gets coffee, meets Jenny, goes to Charlie and pitches himself as the detective. They go to the nightclub, hotel room, and casino floor. Day 3. Sam and Hammett go snowboarding. Interrogate Cole. Sam gets some info from Hammett. Day 4. Sam and Jenny have their first date at the Lakeside Inn. Day 5. Sam surveils Jose's house. Sam witnesses Jose's car accident, steals weed and gun. Day 6. Sam calls numbers from Jose's recent calls, speaks to Jefe. Day 7. Sam and Hammett are snowboarding. Sam goes to work. Jenny picks him up and they go on their second date at the towers. Day 8. Sam rides the bus, gets a warning from Jefe. Sam investigates Big Ears at the juice bar. Day 9. Sam and Hammett ride the pipe at Sierra. Sam follows Big Ears, then jumps out of a parking structure. Day 10. Sam visits Brent at his work. Day 11. Jenny gives Sam a ride to work because his leg is hurt. While Sam surveils Brent, he has a confrontation with the junkie. Day 12. Sam visits Jenny at work, but she's busy that night. Sam surveils Brent and sees him meeting and hooking up with Jenny. Day 13, Sam goes back to visit Jenny at work, tells her a big drug deal is happening. Sam goes to Jose's, gets beat up, gets orders that the thing is going to go down that night. Sam goes to work. Jenny comes by. Sam gives her the details of the deal/setup. One of my problems with the script is there isn't much of a sense of urgency from Sam. This was a consistent problem throughout the original and something I've worked to improve in the rewrite. When Sam takes the weed and gun from Jose's car, it should set him on a path with some real urgency and potential consequences. But it's been like 5 days since he got the warning from the mysterious Jefe on the bus, and nothing's happened. We need more pressure applied to Sam. Things need to get harder for him as a result of his decision. We need to see a consequence, not only for what he stole, but also for taking his time. I want to increase the pace. So instead of having Sam decide to go to Jose's on day 13, I'm going to have him get black bagged by Jefe's crew and taken there right after seeing Brent and Jenny hook up. So now day 12 would look like this. Sam visits Jenny at work. She's busy that night. Sam surveils Brent. He meets and hooks up with Jenny. Sam gets black bagged by Jefe's crew. Sam is coerced into working with Jefe to set up Brent. Then day 13 would look like this. Sam tells Jenny the false info to start the setup. These changes should help streamline the plot and really tighten the screws on Sam. It should also make the consequences happen one day sooner. Remember, you want to make things as hard as possible for your protagonist. Put them in a vice and just crush them. They'll either shatter in defeat or they'll emerge a victorious diamond. I think there's some more combining I can do earlier in the script too, especially with this section. Day 6. Sam calls the numbers from Jose's recent calls, speaks to Jefe. Day 7. Sam and Hammett are snowboarding. Sam goes to work. Jenny picks him up. They go on their second date to the towers. The only thing that happens on day 6 is Sam making a phone call at a payphone. From a story perspective, it makes sense that he'd call from a payphone, but it doesn't need to be a standalone scene on its own day. Since he and Jenny are going to a hotel, he could use the payphones there. So, once again, it's time to
rewrite the rewrite.
Here is the new scene 43B. Interior, Tower Hotel lobby, night. Pizza bag in hand, Sam leads Jenny through the lobby and over to a payphone.
You need to phone a friend?
Not exactly.
He stops at the phone and hands Jenny the pizza bag.
Here.
Thanks.
Taking out his notebook, he opens to the page with the numbers, then fishes a quarter out and dials the first number. It rings several times, then a man answers.
Hello?
Is Sydney there?
No, you got the wrong number.
This is Sydney's place?
No.
Are you sure? I know I dialed the right number.
Look, man, there's only Steve and Paul who live here. You got the wrong number.
Oh, okay. Sorry about...
Before he can finish, the line goes dead.
Thanks, biatch.
Sam writes Steve and Paul next to the first number.
Let me guess. There is no Sydney?
Sam winks at her.
This one. She's a quick filly.
Jenny bops him on the arm.
Are you calling me a horse?
I'm just teasing. These are numbers I got from Jose's phone.
Sam dials.
Ooh, the investigation continues.
Sam holds up a finger as the line is answered.
Hey, this is Bridget. I'm not here right now,
It's just an answering machine.
so do your thing at the beep.
Sam hangs up.
Thanks, Bridget, but I will not be doing my thing. All right, one more.
Next, he dials the number listed as Jefe. This time, a man with a Latin accent answers in Spanish.
Bueno,
Is Sydney there?
how you get this number?
From Sydney?
Who the is this?
Sorry, must be her wrong number.
This time, it's Sam's turn to hang up first.
Jesus, what a psycho.
He begins to make a note, but is interrupted by the phone ringing. Sam and Jenny share a look like, what? Jenny shrugs and motions to the phone.
Well, are you going to?
Sam answers.
Hello?
I know you didn't fucking hang up on me, essay.
What?
I star 69 you poon. Where'd you get this number?
I just dialed the wrong number. I was trying to reach my friend.
You better watch yourself.
Okay, yeah. Whatever, man.
You think I'm fucking around, vato?
Sam motions to Jenny to come listen. He turns the receiver so that they can both hear the man's tirade continue. Jenny stifles a laugh and mouths, "Hang up." Sam grins and slams the receiver down.
Looks like you found your next suspect.
Sure does.
And now?
Sam takes the pizza bag back from Jenny.
Now, we go up.
Cut to. So putting the phone call in the midst of Sam and Jenny's date isn't an earth-shattering change, but it does eliminate one filming location. And it helps keep the plot moving forward by bringing the consequence up by another day. So initially we had day 5, day 8, day 13. It was 8 days between Sam's initial decision and the big consequence. Now we have day 5, day 7, day 11. Now it's 6 days between decision and consequence. We've eliminated 2 whole story days and kept our plot moving forward. Overall, I still think there are too many story days in the script, But changing that further would require a pretty big plot rewrite, and that's just not on the table right now. Maybe it will be in the future? I don't know. What I do know is that's a wrap on today's episode. Next time, we'll be working on this reorganization and moving scenes 65 and 67 before scene 63. I know that sounds a little confusing, but trust me, it will all make sense. So until next time, be good and write well.